Hello everybody. Okay, so today's broadcast is going to be one of my favorite games of all time, which is Blue Reflection. We're doing JRPG Saturday, so every Saturday I will stream a JRPG, or parts of one anyway. It won't be the full game because they tend to be quite long. But yes, I've decided that Blue Reflection should be the first one. It makes sense given how much I enjoy this game. So yes, we're going to play for about an hour or so. And just we'll start from scratch, so you'll be able to see the introduction, and probably won't get too far into the game right now, but you'll get a sense of what the game's about right from the start. We'll just give people a moment or two to log in. I've sent out the link so people can join into the stream if they want, and yeah, after a moment or so, we'll get into it. This game is this game is really lovely, as you'll see. It's one of the most beautiful games in terms of the aesthetic that I think I've ever played. Um, it was, I mean, it's developed by Gust, so it is of a limited budget, let's put it that way. It's certainly not Final Fantasy VII Remake, but what the team has lacked in terms of I guess, the technical capabilities of the game, the aesthetic, which is what's really important here. The art style is is unparalleled. This game is absolutely gorgeous. The artist that was responsible for all the character designs is an artist by the name of Mel Kishida. You will hear a lot more about him in the future, I think, if you're into your anime games, because yeah, he knows his stuff. Hello, and thank you for joining the stream. I thought it was a good choice. I imagine most people that follow me on Twitter and so on would know this game. It's certainly niche, but within the, I guess, the anime fan audience, it's got a good reputation. Hello, Christian Wood, and thank you for joining as well. Okay, so we've got a couple of people in. Hopefully some more jump in and we can chat along as we play. I guess if you have played this game, let me know your thoughts about it as well as we go along. Let's get into it. So we'll go to new game. And here we go.
とうとうあの子が来てくれるよ。ずいぶん待ったけど間に合いそうね。大丈夫かな。大丈夫だよ。彼女を信じよう。そのために待ったんだから。
Oh, good. So you'll basically see what we'll probably play through today in this stream. What are your thoughts? What are your initial thoughts, Christian? What did you think of it so far?
私たちが頑張ろう。ここからが終わりの始まりだよ。うん、そうだね。頑張ろう。
It really is. It is so lovely. I mean, it's the best way to describe it, or the easiest way to describe it, I guess, would be to say it's a mix of Sailor Moon and Persona, in that it takes place obviously at a school, as you can see, and it's about kind of school dramas and so on that go on in the background. But then the characters all have the kind of magical girl thing, which we will see soon enough as well. And yeah, it's a good mix. It works well. It's an all-girls school, so there's absolutely no guys in this game at all, which is a good thing. And that is the main protagonist. Her name is Hinako. She is well, she was a aspiring ballet dancer, but she injured herself and can't do the ballet anymore, which causes her no end of grief. But as a fan of ballet, that was another reason that I immediately liked the character. She's a great character.
おはよう。おはよう。暑いね。 ほんとほんと、やっと夏服よ。
もう夏。結局冬服では一度も来られなかったな。いい加減前に進まないと。でも私は立ち止まってる場合じゃない。まずは職員室に行こう。
That's a good choice. Rin is a good character. They're all good characters in this game, which is what another reason that it's so good. It's just really well written. It's very, very wholesome. One of the things that I always found a little bit surprising about this game, I guess, in terms of the reputation that it had, is that people seem to think it's this super fan servicey kind of perverse game. I guess it's the uniforms and the anime kind of art style that does it, but in actual fact, it's actually very, very sweet, very written to be very sweet and kind of wholesome and pure in its approach, and that's it's obviously it's a really good thing. I think it's a really lovely game, and the way it defies that kind of expectation is a really nice touch. So I'm about to finally get to control the character after that little intro. Another good thing about this game is that it's not too long. I guess we're seeing JRPGs really kind of explode out in length, with the recent Persona 5 Royal being about 130 hours of raw content to get through, and I think that's a little bit excessive. This game is, I can't remember exactly how long it took me, but it's, you count the hours in the low dozens, rather than the higher end of things, and it tells its story, it gets in and it gets out, and kind of respects the player's time, and I appreciate that. I wish more games did it, especially in the JRPG genre. They don't have to be endless. Okay, so that's just introducing the little those are all just introducing little features. Of course, because it's a new style game, or a new game I'm playing. There's a whole bunch of tutorial stuff that we're going to have to work through. What, you disagree with my comment about games being too long? I prefer them to be brief. I play too many of them. This is all just kind of costumes and stuff that I've unlocked through DLC and whatever. None of this is necessary to understand the game. Get through it quickly. There were a lot of costumes released for this game, as you can probably guess. A lot of DLC, but all totally optional. Come on. I just want to play. There we go. Finally. There we go. So, this is the school that the game takes place in. There aren't too many kind of environments. You'll see the kind of the adventure world where the RPG stuff happens is in a different kind of space, a different world. The real world, which is where this school is, there aren't too many places to explore. It's quite a condensed game in that way. You can wander outside, but I need to go. My mission, as such, was to go to the second floor to sign in with the classroom, with teacher. Because I've just transferred to this school, you see. Here we go, up the stairs. Never good for somebody with a crappy leg.
やっぱり白井ひな子ちゃんだよね。学校に来てくれたんだね。そうだけど、西田早苗だよ。中学が一緒だった。ごめんなさい。気にしないで。中学では同じクラスだったことなかったし。じゃあなんで私のことを？もちろん知ってるよ。バレエで有名だったもん。全校集会でもみんなの前で表彰されてたじゃない。そう。でも思ったより元気そうで安心した。思ったよりって足のこと。偶然だったの。中学の卒業前に先生たちが話してるの。私知ってるの。ひなこちゃんが膝の故障でバレエやめたこと、推薦でこの学校の特待科に入るのが決まっていたことも。そう。もちろん誰にも言ってない。それで来ないから、まさか学校も辞めちゃったのかなって。だから来てくれて嬉しいの。一緒の高校に通えることが嬉しいの。もう踊れない私でも。バレエを続けられない私なんてもう死んでるようなもの。そんなことない。だって幽霊は学校に来ないよ。私ね、中学の頃からひなこちゃんに憧れてたの。だからひなこちゃんと一緒の高校に通えて本当に本当に嬉しいんだ。嬉しいな。私。
That's a tough question. Anyway, that little cutscene obviously introduced the importance that the ballet has for Hinako. So, yeah, it's pretty dramatic. Is this my favorite Gust game? That's a good question. I'm obviously a huge fan of the Atelier series as well, particularly the ones that Mel Kishida, the artist of this game, was also responsible for. So the Arland series in the Atelier franchise. But yeah, I'd have to say, just on terms of the themes and everything, yes, this probably is my favourite Gust game. But yeah, we're talking about a favourite game within a favourite developer, so they're all precious to me.
どうしたの？このままじゃかなり危ない気がする。どうすれば。
Hey Patty, welcome to the stream. I'm glad that we finally got to a time that suits you as well. I felt bad that I was recording all the trial runs at times that were off for a lot of people, so yes. Don't worry, a lot of people haven't played this game. It was both a limited release in terms of how much Koei Tecmo kind of promoted it out in the West, and it was also very difficult to find in places. Like in Australia, for example, it did release here, but it was such a limited release, and it dropped off even the PlayStation Store, I believe. I don't think you can get it anymore. That it was hard to play. Okay, so the glowing thing that was sending the classmate crazy has sent Hinako into this alternative universe, which is also very pretty.
私こんな場所に。何なのこの場所。夢？でも夢にしては感覚がはっきりしてる。あれは何あれ。何なのあれ。このままじゃ私死んじゃう。大丈夫、あなたは戦えるよ。誰かいるの？その指輪をしているあなたは戦えるはずだよ。これはこんなのいつの間に。さあ、指輪に願いを込めて。それがあなたの力になる。願い？さっき死んでるようなものだって言っていたけど、まだ死んでいないでしょ。ここで死にたくはないでしょ。うん。その思いを力にするの。大丈夫、その指輪をつけることができたあなたなら。さあ急いで。分かった。
And now we're going to see the transformation, which is very important to the magical girl genre. As anybody who's seen a Sailor Moon or whatever knows, this is a key scene, so it's also very prettily done by Gust. And now we are ready to fight back against that monster thing that just attacked us.
何これ。チュチュ。リフレクター、あなたの力よ。リフレクター。
It really is. It's such an impressive effort to make the most. Again, this game would have been developed on such a thin budget, but the team really came up with some very creative ways to put the aesthetics and the art direction at the forefront, so that you're really focusing on that rather than whatever limitations there were in the engine or I guess the raw budget to create this thing. So yes, it's it never stops being lovely, Blue Reflection.
でも私はもう足が。それに力って何？まさか素手で戦うの？大丈夫、この力があれば現実の怪我は関係ない。あなたのその足も動くはずだよ。足が、膝が痛くな。それに今のジャンプ。さあ早く武器を出して。武器を出す。あなたの思いが 力になるとその指輪にこれは右目と同じ青色の剣。青い目？何これ？それに髪も。さあ戦って。あなたの力で。
Blue sword, blue eye. See, blue reflection. See, that's where the title comes from. And we're about to start our first combat. This game has an interesting combat system. It's turn-based, which means that you've got plenty of time to think through what you want to do. It's not too difficult at any stage, and this thing does a really interesting thing with regards to how experience levels work, that makes sure that there's no grinding involved, or very little grinding, which is a good thing. Keeps the game moving forwards. Let's just get into it. Here we go. So, at the moment, we can only attack. We don't have any other special abilities. You've got the ones here that use energy, and then the standard attack, which just, minimum damage. So let's go with the powerful attack. And because that attack had a knockback effect, it meant that the enemy's turn was delayed a little bit, so I get another go before they get to attack back, which is good. Yes, apologies for my accent. I do try and hide it when I do the video records for the YouTube channel, but when I'm streaming, it's too much effort. To be frank, it's way too much effort, so... We'll finish this enemy off. There we go. So now Hinako has worked out that she's a powerful magical girl in this world, and she can fight back against the monsters, which is good for her. Especially since her knee injury is fixed in this world, which makes it a rather lovely place for her. Yes, there's no resource management in terms of health and magic that you need to worry about while in the dungeons in this one, which allows you to just focus on, again, moving forwards and fighting enemies, and you're progressing through the dungeons. It's all very lovely. It's streamlined in such a lovely way.
Hinako-chanが高校に来てくれた。また一緒の学校に通える。一緒の時間が過ごせる。嬉しい。これから楽しみだな。これ、さっき憧れ。あのコンクールに出た時、私もこんな気持ちだったかも。夢に見た舞台、すごい人たちと一緒に踊った時間。
And so, as we've just discovered, by going into that alternative world and defeating the monsters, Hinako can help her classmates with that weird glowing thing that was going on for them, which was sending them a little bit crazy.
嬉しいな。今までのは夢？さっきまでの感じがなくなってる。何？いや、別に。あと、早苗でいいよ。私も勝手にひなこちゃんって呼んでるし。わかった。私、それじゃあまた後でね。
And with that, the game has basically introduced everything that actually happens within the game. So Hinako goes around, she meets with her classmates. Some of them have these issues which some of them have these issues which cause them to have that glowing aura thing, and she needs to then go into the alternative world, turn into the magical girl, and defeat the enemies, which are kind of representations of whatever that issue is. And by doing so, by helping her classmates out, she builds relationships with them, and her life in the real world is also affected. Like I said, it's a very similar setup to the Persona series, and that's a good thing. Because Persona is good. Thank you very much. That's a topic that's very interesting, of great interest to me, and something that I've done a lot of research in over the last couple of years. So I'm glad it was of interest and useful. Obviously a very important topic as well because of how serious it is. Yeah, it's got a really lovely soundtrack. This game came with a theme for the PlayStation 4, which plays the main theme, the main title track over the background, and sometimes I'll actually just leave my PlayStation 4 on with the theme going because that music is very relaxing. It's very kind of nostalgic. It's very elegant and very pretty, and again kind of reinforces the aesthetic. Because I mean, definitely running underneath this game is a very strong sense of nostalgia. And when I was there was a time I was interviewing a Japanese developer, I can't remember which, and they made games about schools, and I asked them why school was such a kind of common topic for these video games, for especially JRPGs and visual novels. And the response was that there is that strong sense of nostalgia in Japan for kind of the time when you're at school and the lifestyle that you live as a school student, because you can't go back to that obviously. And even, I mean, in the West we kind of think of school as something we will kind of come out of and then forget about, but in Japan there is that strong nostalgia for that experience, which I think a lot of developers try and tap into. This game does it particularly well, and I think it's a very soft nostalgia which gives the game a really lovely tone. Hello, Brita. Thank you for joining. Of course, you probably, I assumed you would guess what my first game of this JRPG thing would be. And yes, that's something I've spoken about or written about quite a lot as well, Christian. It is a really odd contrast that a game like this, which has some soft fan service, of course, but it is very soft fan service, can get such a reputation and an R18 rating in the West and all of that kind of thing, whereas Call of Duties and whatever seem as perfectly wholesome entertainment. It's a it's an odd disconnect there between how we look at different types of material. And now we're getting to meet the most important friends of Hinako's, who actually join her in the dungeon soon enough. And now we get to watch the introductory credits. So that was the introduction, and now we get to enjoy the lovely anime title screen and music. Well, that's an interesting quote from Mark. Do you have a link for that one? I'd be really interested in reading the context that he said that. I haven't heard of that one before. But yes, of course, Mark is usually right, and he's totally right about that as well. I think he was actually, Mel Kishida was actually involved much more than just the art in this one. I think he was actually the concept of the game as well. I think this is very much his game. So yes, definitely the art, but more than that, this is kind of a passion project of his. He obviously had a uh-oh. Hopefully I don't get booted out like yesterday's stream. I really hope not. It's just a save file thing. Oh, we're back. Thank goodness. I had a heart attack there. Okay, so just going through it. Yes, Mel Kishida was definitely the creator of this game. In more than just as the art director. This is his passion project. He obviously had a good relationship with Gust after the Atelier series and actually got to pitch this idea. I think that's where it came from. What happened yesterday? So I tried to go into a gameplay mode in my stream of Bullet Girls, which was blocked from recording, and the game just decided to kick me out of the stream completely, so I didn't even get a chance to say goodbye to everybody. I felt quite terrible about that, really. The game's fault, but I won't be streaming that one again. And yes, lots of hypocrisy there. Like I said, I've talked about this topic a fair few times in the past, and there is just such a level of judgment about people who play these kinds of games and enjoy them, and assumptions about who you must be if you play something and enjoy something like Blue Reflection, that is quite unfair when we don't level the same level of judgment against people who enjoy games about, you know, shooting people in war or murder simulators or horror games. We don't make those same assumptions about people that we seem to make about anybody who enjoys something like this. So yes. Okay, getting back into the game. So culture festival coming up. That's a big deal in Japanese schools. They all have to. They have these kinds of class projects which are kind of extracurricular about, you know, and the kind of class comes together to make something for a festival. I don't know if other countries in the world have an equivalent. We don't really have it in Australia. I think we tried. I think in all the years that I was at school, there was one effort at doing a kind of culture festival thing, and it didn't really work. But it is a big thing in Japan.
まだ学校に来たばかりだからいきなりは難しいんじゃない？
どのみちみんな何かしらの委員会には所属しなきゃいけないじゃないですか。せっかくならみんなと関わる係になった方が学校に慣れやすいと思います。
So there's Hinako just being volunteered to participate in this thing, which is funny. But it's really so these two girls have a chance to talk to her. That's the point of it, of course.
ライムさんまでみんなはどう？
別にいいんじゃない？賛成。
いいと思います。
じゃあ白井さんできそう？
あれは何だったんだろう。明らかに日本じゃ。明らかにこの世界とは思えない生物なのかもわからない。このもう踊れなくなった膝が動いてありえないくらい体が自由で、しかもあんな姿に変身して、ほんと非現実的だよね。信じられないけどやっぱりあれは現実。それにあの時聞こえた声と似てる気がするけど。
And so now we know that those three girls are the ones with the rings, so they all kind of are linked together.
一緒にお昼食べよう。いつの間にひなちゃんになったの？いいじゃん別に。あ、ゆずのことはゆずって呼んでね。ライムもライムでいいよ。それより早くお昼食べようよ。屋上行ってるから早く来てね。それじゃあ待ってるね、みなちゃん。ひなこちゃん。早苗。よければお昼一緒にどうか聞きに来たんだけど。ごめん、今日はあの二人と一緒に食べる。いいの。それにしても文化 化祭の実行委員になるなんてすごいよ。星宮女子高校の文化祭って言ったら毎年すごいクオリティだって有名なんだよ。雑誌とかの取材も毎年来てるみたい。
そうなんだ。
中でも実行委員が中心になってやる学年ごとの出し物は関わる人数も多いから特にすごいって有名なの。実行委員になるなんてやっぱりひなこちゃんはすごいよ。
そうだったんだ。でもほとんどあの二人のせいだから。
ゆずちゃんとライムちゃんは行動力がすごいからね。特にゆずちゃん。
あの二人って一体。
四条ゆずきちゃんと四条ライムちゃん、同学年だけど双子じゃない姉妹なんだって。二人とも中学までは海外の学校だったみたいで高校から日本に引っ越してきたんだよ。
そうなんだ。
長話しちゃってごめんなさい。お昼楽しんできてね。
ありがとう。行こう。
白いひなこ、まさかね。
Okay, so after all of that cutscene, now we're off to have lunch on the rooftop. And we can go upstairs. A lot of things are locked at the moment. There's a fun little game. I can't remember when you unlock it. There's a fun little mini game thing that you can play on your phone. Maybe later on, kind of a Tamagotchi style thing, which is kind of cute. Obviously can't show you that just yet, but we'll get there. Let's climb up the stairs. And rooftop.
さ。
気持ちよかった？え？思いっきり動けて。リフレクターってすごいでしょ？
リフレクターって今朝の？やっぱりあなたたち何か知ってるの？あれは何？どこ？何が起きたの？あの化け物は何？どうして私の足は動いたの？あなたたち何を隠して。
あら、リンちゃんじゃない。どうしたの？
So we're about to have our next little adventure to help out another classmate. Because Rin here has issues.
なたは。
もう同じクラスなんだからちゃんと覚えようよ。まだ来たばかりなんだから仕方ないよ。真田凛だよ。同じ1の A で部活はテニス部。よろしくね。それでリンリン、暗い顔してどうしたの？いや、別に大したことじゃ。
I'm pretty sure every Japanese RPG has a Rin. It's a very common name for JRPGs.
ズバリ恋の悩みね。なんでわかるの？ああ、当たった。ライムだって女子高生の悩み事で一番多いのは恋バナでしょ。まあそうかもだけど、よかったら相談に乗るよ。内緒にしてくれる？もちろんね、ひなちゃん。
Yeah, Rin's good. I can't think of any character I didn't like in this game, actually. I like them all. Yeah, thinking back now, I can't think of any. They all have interesting little quirks and
それ
stories.
でどういう感じなの？実は中学の時から好きな先輩がいて。その先輩ってどんな人なの？テニス部のエースでキャプテンしてた人なの。地区大会でいつも優勝してて、都大会でもシードの選手なんだ。すっごい超テニス強いじゃん。そうなの。それに勉強もできて学年でもかなり上位だったんだ。高校もちょっと遠い進学校に行ったの。へえ、じゃあ最後に会ったのは中学の時？たまに後輩を教えるために練習に来てたよ。その時に少しお話しあとたまにスマホで連絡してるよ。たまになんだ。だって先輩忙しいだろうし、あんまり頻繁に連絡したら迷惑かなって。へえ。
それで結局悩みは何なの？
先輩にね、おお、いいねいいね。それで？けどどうやって伝えればいいかわかんなくて。手紙とかは？でも同じ学校じゃないし。確かに手渡しなら直接言うのと変わらないか。お家のポストに入れ。ストーカーみたいじゃない？郵送するのもなんかあれだし。電話とかメールはどう？それは仲いい友達にも言われたんだけど、もし振られて連絡しづらくなったら。白井さんはどう思う？
私？
何かないかなって思って。
普通に直接言うのはダメなの？
だって恥ずかしいんだもん。それに緊張して。でもそんなことばっかり言ってたらいつまで経っても告白なんてできないよ。そんなの分かってるよ。だから悩んでるんじゃん。どうしたらいいんだろう。形は何であれ告白するべきじゃなきゃ何も始まらない。分かってるんだけど怖いんだもん。じゃあ先輩から告白されるのを祈って
何もしないの？ひなちゃんはどう思う？
どうしたらいいのかな。私告白される自信なんてないし、どうしよう。私わかんない。そんなの知らないよ。二人の気持ちなんてわかんないし。そういうのは自
Yeah,
分で何とかするしかない。
it's not like that, I
他人に
promise.
頼るのは間違ってる。
This is a very positive overall game. Have to deal with issues, of course, but along the way. But overall, the tone is quite, it's driving towards something positive, which is quite different to Madoka. Although Hinako comes off as a little bit cold here. She's got her own problems. And that set that off.
これ今朝のさ。まずい、暴走が始まった。急いで向かわないと。暴走？説明は後。ひなちゃん、急いで指輪をあの子にかざして。え、指輪？いいから早く。わかった。
And we're back in the special world, the other world.
ここはコモン。人の集合的無意識の世界。
早苗ちゃんの時とは違うゾーンみたいだけどね。
どういうこと？集合的無意識っていうのはね、人がそれぞれ持ってるコンプレックスのさらに奥にある無意識なの。無意識はその人の経験とか生活する環境から大きな影響を受けてるんだけど、そのベースが具現化したのがここ、コモンだよ。
簡単に言うと、ここは全人類の感情でできた世界。コモンは大きく4つのゾーンに分かれていて、それぞれ違う感情が元になっているの。今回は悲しみの感情でできたゾーンみたい。
そういうこと。なんとなく分かった。けどどうして早苗の時と違うってあなたたちが知ってるの？簡単だよ。あの時ゆずたちも見てただけ。やっぱりあの時の声は
学校に来てからひなちゃんのことをずっと見てたから。
ゆずたちはずっと待ってたの。ひなちゃんのこと。
一緒に世界を守るために。
私も待ってた。それに世界ってどういうことなの？ここにも出るの？ちょっと！ゆず、ライム！やっと名前を呼んでくれたね、ひなちゃん。
Yeah, it's funny how you can forget some of the smaller details when you haven't played a game for a while. I actually haven't played this for longer than I would have liked to have as well. That was part of the reason I wanted to do this stream. It's been a while since I last played it. So, yeah, I'm enjoying going through and reliving the plot. Who's your favourite character, Brita, from the cast? I'm a Lime fan. Lime's my favourite character of the three. Yeah, it's been out for a while now. It's been quite a few years. Still waiting for that Switch port announcement. If Koei Tecmo happens to pay attention to this feed, give us one. Be perfect for the Switch. There we go. Now we're all ready to fight as a team. Girl power. Yeah, Gust Fairy Tail is looking really, really good. I'm hoping it's as good as it looks. Oh, that's right. It got a Vita release as well, didn't it? Yes, that'd be the ideal way to play it. Okay, so now I've got the full party. Each character has their own special ability or their own focus. So Yuzu here is particularly good with the healing stuff. Not right now. I've only got a couple of different attacks here. But and then obviously different enemies have strengths and weaknesses depending on the type of attack being used. Let's do another one. This will probably kill it. Yep. So just running through this conversation quickly, they're obviously explaining how all of this magic stuff works, and the purpose of what they're doing is obviously to make their classmates, to help dull their classmates' stronger emotions, I guess is a way to put it. Because the world that they're in is the world of collective consciousness, and there's plenty of thinky pieces you could do about that, really. It's quite a smart concept.
がおかしくなって生まれてきた下っ端。まずはリンリンのフラグメントを探しに行こう。
なんで
あのまま放っておいたら
壊れたら
精神が傷つく。フラグメントはあくまでだけど、何個も壊されると最終的には精神が破壊され。それでもいかない？
ひなちゃん。
もし顧問で守ん
現実世界に戻されるだけ。
分かった。
リンちゃんのフラグメントはこの近くに。
Okay, so finally we've got control back. And now we're in the dungeon proper, so we'll actually get to explore around the dungeons. So, like I said earlier in the stream, the game has a really interesting approach to experience gains. You don't actually get experience points from defeating enemies. Rather, you get experience levels when you complete actions like helping classmates out with stabilizing their fragments and that kind of thing. And that's a really good system because it means that you're not encouraged to spend too long in the dungeons running around just defeating the same enemies over and over again. The experience levels come from actually completing objectives, and it's something that I wish more JRPGs did actually, because it does help keep you focused on the goal at hand and moving forwards rather than just grinding. And I know some people enjoy grind. I mean, in certain cases I enjoy grinding in RPGs as well, but it is nice to have RPGs that don't rely on that as a mechanic and a loop. So this is how you unlock new abilities. We'll get to that later on. So here we go. Dungeons are nice and simple, pretty much like most low-budget JRPG dungeons kind of work. You can hit enemies with an attack, which gives you an advantage in the combat before the combat starts, and you're looking around for treasure and stuff as well. The dungeons are pretty linear. Here we go. There we go. Like that. And yeah, so anybody's played Compile Hard RPG or one of Gust's other RPGs in the past will be pretty familiar with how the dungeons actually work. Let's... So, Lion's abilities are really cool. She uses that kind of magic bear to attack enemies, which is really cool fun. I like her special attacks. Kind of brute forcing my way through this battle. There's not much tactics at this stage, but the game actually does get the system gets very tactical later on, because each of the characters have the way their abilities work really well in concert with one another, and the whole concept of the combat system is to make sure that each of the characters are working as a team, which is great. It really suits the theme of the game, which is obviously about working together to overcome problems. So now I've run out of MP, but I can actually just use that ether change, which will give me my MP back, but I don't need it right now. Just use a free attack, which the enemies actually are weak to anyway.
らないと。はっ、戦闘終了。
There we go. Grab some loot here. So in the dungeons you're looking for that fragment that was mentioned earlier so you can help your classmate out. They're never too difficult to find. And you never have to spend too long looking for them either. Oops. I totally forgot to swing the weapon then.
頑張らないと。魔法の力だ。頑張っていこう。ストライク。次はどうしよう。やっ。
クマさん、どうする？攻撃？
頑張らないと。やっ。
And the bear to finish it. Bang.
先に進もう。
Yeah, I know. The UI really is very elegant. It's and the energy is just so kind of clean. It's got this really chic vibe to it, which I love. Okay, there we go. More treasure. And that one, that's a slightly different enemy. That'll be fun to fight.
いつも通り落ち着いて。
どうしよう。力を貯めて。
負けない。魔法の力だ。
よし、どんどん行こう。力を貯めて。何をしようかな。
And the bear to finish it again.
相手にならなかったね。
No other JRPG has a teddy bear as a weapon, as far as I'm aware, so that's something unique to Blue Reflection. Okay, so pass through.
なんか静かな場所だね。
I think I went through. So the other good thing is, because you don't have to fight those enemies, you can always just skip them. You do get loot from defeating enemies, but you don't necessarily have to worry about that all the time because you do get plenty. The game, like I said, is not too difficult. Anyway, now I get to fight the boss battle and get that fragment.
リンのだってわかるの？
いや、わかんないよ。
え？
ただ、普通フラグメントって出たり消えたりするもん。人の感情なんてすぐ変わるから。だからああしてずっと残ってて、しかも魔物に囲まれてるフラグメントは持ち主が暴走してる可能性。
でもリン以外に暴走してる人がいる可能。
確かに可能性はゼロじゃないけど、その確率は低いよ。
So this is just a whole lot of unnecessary explanation for something that didn't need to be explained. Basically, because you're concentrating on helping one particular person, there's no chance that you'll accidentally help another person. It's all very... It's a pointless conversation, but anyway, we'll get through it.
だけど、何の目標もなくリープしたら、だからあらかじめ目標と。それで今回のさあ、話はこれで終わり。あの魔物。
わ かった。
Okay, boss battle time of a sort. Not really a boss. Just a key battle. Okay, so there's 4 enemies this time. Different bear attack this time. Oh, it's not even a bear attack. That's unfortunate. Thought it was. I know, it's not. They're both powerful and very visually interesting. The bear's great. The bear's the real hero of the story. There we go.
Zuboshiね。
だってさっき私のせいでリンはそれなのに
大丈夫だよひなちゃん。この付近の魔物は倒しちゃったから、もうリンリンの暴走は収まってきてるはず。ひなちゃんが固定化に失敗したとしても、
でもそれなら無理に固定化しなくてもいいんじゃ。
けどそれだとリンリンと気まずいままでずっと避けていくことになるよ。
それは
フラグメントのリンリンの声をちゃんと聞いてみて。どんな思いで相談したのか、なんで暴走しちゃったのか、まずは聞かなきゃ何も始まらない。
分かった。
どうして自分で決められないんだろう。
これはやっぱり
本当は分かってる。自分で決め、でも私決めるのが怖い。成功したいけど、もし失敗したら。
私も一緒なのかも。ずっと決断できなかった。怪我してバレエを失った時、バレエのない人生を生きるって決められなかった。決めて前に進むのが怖く。ありがとう。
いきなり1日に2度もフラグメントの固定化をしたから疲れちゃったんだね。
さっきまであんなに動いても疲れなかったのに。
ライムたちリフレクターは感情のエネルギーエーテルを使って戦ってる。だから感情に直結するフラグメントの固定化は一番エネルギーを消費するの。
エーテルフラグメントじゃなくて。
エーテルは活動するのに絶対になきゃいけない空気みたいなもの。
ふん。
じゃあそろそろ戻ろう。
And there we go, mission accomplished. I've done the right thing, helped out my classmate.
どうしよ
あれ、まだ悩んでる。
う。暴走を止めただけだからね。悩み自体はちゃんと現実で解決してあげないと。
そうなんだ。
大丈夫。フラグメントを固定化できたってことはひなちゃんはリンリンの気持ちに共感できたってことだよ。ひなちゃん早く伝えてあげて。
あのさ、やっぱり先輩と会うところから始めるしかないと思う。どんなに緊張するとしても直接言葉で伝えるのが一番思いが届くんじゃないかって。でもまずは踏み出さないと何も変わらないと思う。
白井さん。そうだよ。まずは先輩に話してみなよ。ゆず。うん。二人の言う通りだね。私まずは先輩に会いに行くよ。そうそう、その意気だよ。勇気を出した女の子にはこれを信じよう。何？この指輪。
それ
お守り。つけるといいことあるよ。ライム、ありがとう。じゃあ早速メールの文を考えてみる。
それと
何？白井さん。
私のことはひなこでいいから。
分かった。じゃあね、ひなこ。次はなんて送ればいいか悩まなければいいけど。どうしたのひなちゃん。
さっきの指輪、あれって。
そう、ライムたちがつけてるのと同じものだよ。さっき固定化してくれたタイミングで作れるようになったの。あれをつけることで初めてリフレクターとのつながりができる。つまりいくらフラグメントに触れたとしても固定化できなかったり指輪がなかったりすると
じゃあ。
うん、もうナイチには渡してあるよ。
そんな。
心配しないで。この学校これくらいのアクセサリーなら全然 OK だから。
そうじゃない。なんであの二人も巻き込むの？
そうしないと原子を倒すことができないから。早くもっとフラグメントを集めて力をつけないと原子を倒せない。そしたら世界が滅んじゃう。
that has been a while since you last played a Gust game. You haven't played any of the the three Ateliers that were released over the past year?
世界嘘でしょ。
お願いひなちゃん、一緒に戦ってゆずたちと一緒に世界を守って。
そんな、なんで私が、なんで私なの。
戦ってくれたら報酬だってあるのに。
You should definitely look at one of those Atelier titles that were released recently. You could even get one that Melkishida was involved with, because Atelier Lulula, he was the character artist for that one, so you can get a very blue reflection like experience.
報酬。
So this is a key scene. We're getting
リフレクターとして戦って全ての原子を倒せれば
one of those
一つだけ
do the right thing, get a wish, and of course Hinako wants to do her ballet again, so
願いか。
she assumes that she's working towards that then.
そう、心から願うことが一つだけ叶う。戦いが終わると世界は元あったように戻されるんだけど、その時勝者の願いを一つだけ汲み取って望むような変化が起こる。それって何でも願いが叶うってことでしょ。ひなちゃんの願いは何？
それは。
やばい、急いで教室に戻ろう。次の先生遅刻に厳しいんだ。その道、今日はもう力を使いすぎてるから活動は無理だし、この話はまた明日にし。
願いが。
ライム、急がないと本当に間に合わなくなる。そのために準備してきたんでしょ。分かってる。絶対に守ってみせる。
And just a saving. So the broadcast will cut out. I think that's a pretty good place to finish up for this broadcast, this stream. We had to get through a lot of that introductory stuff with this one, but obviously next week when we do this again, when I broadcast the next part, it'll be a much more significant bit of footage, and we'll be able to talk a lot more about the game itself. So yeah, thanks very much for tuning in. And yeah, it looks like we're right at pace, Christian. So thanks for watching. We'll be back next week. I will do this stream for the JRPG Saturday stream again, same time, and we look forward to seeing you there.